So what is Stories in 4K actually about? What's the deal with this whole thing? Stories in 4K is a series of experiences that I have personally gone through in my life. Things that have happened to me, or that have happened to somebody where I was there, or just, experiences, just life. And things that I want to share with you because I think they're interesting and moving and touching and funny or sad or, just all kinds of the full gamut of emotions, just something that I want to share. I think that storytelling is the most ancient craft, one of the most important forms of communication, of history, of education, of sharing. And that's what I'm all about. I'm trying to connect with the audience, connect with you. And so, why 4K? Well, 4K is the highest resolution that I can get out of this camera. It's the best quality image that I can get from this camera. And so the best image or the best quality is the closest thing to the truth. So it's kind of a metaphor, I guess. But not that 4K always looks the best, but in this case, that's what it means. The other thing is this. I will show you in these videos where I am. I'll probably have really interesting B-roll at the beginning or at the end and show you the environment where I'm telling the story, where I happen to be that day. And I'm going to try to do this in different locations. So anywhere from upstate New York to in and around New York City, New Jersey, I'm going to try to go everywhere to tell these stories, make it really interesting and fun, But during the actual storytelling, I think YouTubers or filmmakers might criticize me because they're going to be like, yo, we need more B-roll, like show it, don't tell it, show it, don't tell it. And, that's true with regards to writing scripts and things like that. I think it's generally a better idea to show it rather than tell it. But in this case, I think often about what Reggie Gaines said to me. This is Reggie Gaines, who I worked with for quite a while on my play Brooklyn Quartet. And he once said to me, the greatest thing about theater is to allow the audience to imagine, to give them the opportunity to imagine. And I thought that was like the best advice anybody's ever given me. And it's actually, that is actually how I approach my work. I try to be as descriptive as I can without imposing everything on the audience. I might tell you I'm at a pizza place, but I'm not going to, I can't explain what it smells like or what kind of pizza I have, or I'm not going to get into the whole, I have onions and peppers and olives, and I'm not going to get into all that. I'll describe a neighborhood, but I might tell you I'm by the ocean, there are pigeons flying. But the thing is, you're going to create these images in your own head because you've had a whole life that has nothing to do with me. One of the most valuable experiences I ever had in theater was at a Q&A that I did after one of my shows. I have a play called Brooklyn Quartet where I created these 4 characters, these kids. These 4 kids who just love each other, and we follow them for 20 years, from when they're 15 years old until they're 35 years old. So a 20-year journey. And we watch the world destroy their relationships just because of who they are. Because of racism, gentrification, misogyny. One of the boys is white, one of the boys is black, one of the people is a young black girl, and then there's a Latina. And so interestingly, one night at a Q&A, a woman raised her hand and asked me, what does Esther Alvarez look like? And Esther Alvarez is the character, the Latina in the show. So I said to her, it's kind of up to you. I don't want to impose I know what she looks like because all of these characters are based on 4 personal friends of mine from my life that I kind of combine and create these characters. But what do you think she looks like? She goes, well, based on the story, I think she's really dark-skinned, and I think she's got natural hair, like a big afro. And then another woman interrupts. She goes, oh, hell no. Esther Alvarez is light-skinned. She straightens her hair because she knows what it takes to deal with corporate America and to get ahead, to do what she needs to do to take care of her family. She will do anything to get to that place. And the other woman was like, no way, Esther Alvarez would never sell out like that. She would never ever do that. And she's obviously dark-skinned because of what she went through. And so these 2 women, based on their own personal experiences of being light-skinned and dark-skinned, which one was dark and one was light, one had curly hair, one had straight hair, they were kind of projecting their experiences on Esther, and they were all correct. They were all valid. They all made sense, but that was for them, you know, because I just told Esther's journey. You know, it was a love story. She had a boyfriend. She had another friend. She had a job. Like, all this stuff happened to her. But, you know, I never imposed any of that, you know, the specifics about her, what she looked like, what her hair looked like, stuff like that. I mean, I gave some descriptive information, you know. She was tall, she was beautiful. But I like to give the audience the opportunity to imagine. And that's what I want to do here. You know, I'm going to share my stories, but I'm not going to insert all this B-roll. I'm not going to kind of, you know, try to make it into a short film. I'm just going to tell stories. If any of you have ever seen any of my theatrical performances, when you come to the show, and I'm a solo theater artist, you're not going to see a lot of production value. You're not going to see a huge set. You know, you might see a big, beautiful mural. You might see a really intricate, beautiful lighting design. You know, the sound is going to be on point, although the sound is usually just going to be me. I don't even like using microphones, to be honest. But, you know, obviously, I mean, if I'm playing in a small house, I don't need a microphone. But if I'm playing in a 1,800 seat house, I might need to use a microphone, but maybe not too. My point is, what you're going to see when you come to see me is me, like a stage, my body, and that's it. And you, the audience. Because I'm there to connect, to be as intimate as possible. I'm trying to be as vulnerable as I can, just to really connect. I'm trying to open up the window to my soul. No matter what story I'm telling, I'm trying to let you inside of me and my spirit so that you can really feel me share the story with you, because I want you to feel what I am trying to present to you, what I'm trying to communicate. I'm trying to have a back and forth with you. I'm trying to have I often say a beautiful shared experience. You know, I'm trying to have this be an exchange, not just me, you know, being like, yo, look how talented I am. No, I'm trying to tell you a story, and I'm trying to have you receive that story and give me the energy back so that we're going back and forth. And that's what storytelling is about. That's what theater is about. You know, from ancient theater till now, the best storytellers, they don't need all that. They just need to engage you, to connect with you, to look at you, to pay attention to the silence or the whatever noise you might be making in the audience. Now, obviously, in these videos, I can't hear you and I can't see you, but I can imagine you. See what I did there? So anyway, that's what Stories in 4K is all about. I'm going to share these honest stories with you. Some of them are funny, some of them are very moving, some of them are sad, some of them are inspirational. Hopefully all of them are kind of inspirational in their own way. And I hope mostly that they're just enjoyable, and that, you know, I build something here, like I build some kind of a community where people come back. And what I would love is if you like these stories, I mean, now I'm being a YouTuber, but if you like the stories, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. But even more cool would be if you left comments, and let's have a discussion in the comments section about how you felt about the story, what it made you feel, you know, what it evoked in you. I think that would be very special, and, you know, I'd be way into that. So that's what Stories in 4K is about. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is sharing what lenses I might be using for each story. I'm on this kind of spiritual lens journey in my filmmaking journey. I've been doing this now for a little bit over 2 years, which I can't believe. I shot a feature film on my LG V40 phone, but now I've been using a proper camera for the last couple of years, and I have an interchangeable lens camera, a Sony A6400, and I am just completely consumed, obsessed with the use of lenses, the proper use of lenses. You know, what focal length? Do I want to be close? Do I want to be further away? Do I want it to be wide, or do I want it to be tight? You know, if it's intimate, do I want to be a little bit maybe distorted and have it look a little odd if I'm telling a quirky, crazy kind of story? Or do I just want to look straight ahead like real life, like 35 millimeters, for those who know? Do I want a blurry background? Do I want a clear background? Do I want to include, you know, where I am? Or do I want you to just focus on me? These are the things that I'm going to be thinking about, and I'll be sharing that with you as well. I'll either tell you at the beginning of the video or at the end of the video what kind of lens that I'm using and why. And right now, I'm just using the 16 to 50 kit lens. I'm using it at 16 millimeters. And honestly, The only reason I'm using this lens is because I have another lens that is a similar focal length that's being repaired right now, and it's got a better aperture, so I can get a blurrier background from that lens. From this one, I mean, if I get closer, I can kind of blur out the background a little bit, but basically this lens doesn't have the same capabilities as some of my other lenses. So I have the ability to be more creative with some of the other gear that I have. So that's what Stories in 4K is about. I'm going to share these stories. I love telling stories. My grandmother was a great storyteller. My father was a great storyteller. Interestingly, just as an aside, this coming weekend, I'm going to be meeting for the first time in my life somebody who is actually blood related to me. My biological mother's first cousin. Like, his mother was her mother's sister. And so I'm sure I'll have a story to tell about that at some point. But I love receiving stories, and I certainly love sharing them. So anyway, that's that. I just wanted to explain it. I've already done 2 of these videos. I'll leave links in the description of this video if you want to see them. I have 2 more coming on Thursday morning and Friday morning of this week. I'm going to be doing 2 every week through the summer. We'll see how it goes. If I get too busy with, if I'm working on a play or a film or whatever, I might do once a week, but I promise to be here at least once a week, barring any kind of unforeseen craziness. And we'll see how it goes. I'll do it for as long as it feels good. And I hope that we can build a community here. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for the interest in these stories. It's been really feeling very supportive at the beginning, and keeps me inspired and keeps me really excited to share more. So I'll see you on the next one. All right? Have a good night. Peace.